How's it, everyone? Wayne the Known here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. I'm joined here by Steve, promoter of the upcoming con, Mid-Valley Comic Art Expo. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Again, I want to thank you all, for coming on to want to talk about this year's Mid-Valley Comic Art Expo.
Definitely glad to be here and glad to talk about it. Thank
So,
you for the opportunity.
oh, you are very welcome. So, this is the con's second year, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. The first year was a one-day show in Salem, Oregon. It's at the Oregon State Fairgrounds. And the reason we kind of created it is it was going to be an artist showcase for comic book artists or any kind of artist. And then someone approached me and said, "Hey, we used to have something in Salem that was a little bit more than that, more like a comic con." So I said, "Well, yeah, we could probably expand it a little bit." But the focus is still on artists and local artists, professional artists, local and artists that want to be an artist alley. So that's the real focus. So it's called a comic art expo because it's not your typical. It wouldn't be. I don't consider it a comic con. I consider it a comic art expo. Again, with the focus on artists. And it was a 1 year show or 1 day show last year, Saturday only. We announced it publicly in February of last year, 3 months before the show. And then we really worked hard on promoting it and promoted it for basically 2 months in the area from everywhere from Vancouver, Washington down to Medford. And then we got good responses. Actually, we had attendees and we had a number of artists and an artist alley. And then we also had guests and we had also vendors. So it was a great surprise. I'm just glad it came together in basically 3 months of getting it announced. So, and it was such a good feeling, and people were so happy that's why we decided to do a second one
It
and make it 2 days.
Nice. Yeah, from what I've been seeing on your guys' Instagram, it seems like you're going to have a lot going on this year. How did it go last year, by the way, for its first run around?
Well, for its first run around, I think it went really well. We had 600 attendees that were 13 and older, and that's again with 2 months promotion. And then we had 237 12 and under, so a lot of families. We really pushed that. It's a very family-oriented event, and that's really the emphasis. So a lot of families came. We had a lot of activities for the kids as well. We had a prize hunt. We had a drawing area. We had the Hot Wheels race car track. The NEONTENDO car that's coming there. It's a Mario-based theme car. They were there last year, and they give away Hot Wheels as part of the Mario Kids Kart Kids for All or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. Mario, I think it's Mario Hot Wheels for All or something. But he gives them away to the kids, and then they get to race them. And then we also had Dragon Puppet Theater there last year. They did a puppet show, so I think it was really fun, and people had a good time. So. And vendors had a good time, exhibitors had a good time, artists had a good time, guests seemed to enjoy it. So again, I think it was real successful for a 1 day first year show.
Nice. I mean, from what I seen what you guys did last year, and then and then this year it's going to be a 2-day con. I mean, a
Correct.
2-day expo. My bad.
Yeah, 2 day expo. You can use the word con in there, but I'll always use the word expo. That's totally fine. Yeah, so we decided to go to 2 days because we had some people after last year's event that couldn't go on Saturday because they happened to be working or whatever. And they said, "Hey, if you would have had it on Sunday, at least I could have gone on Sunday." So that's why we decided to go to 2 days. Some shows don't, they might be a 1 day show for many, many, many years. But we decided, hey, let's do second year 2 day. Why not? So
I mean, it seemed like from what I seen, it seems to have gotten a lot of traction and people interested in it.
yes, definitely. Yeah, we used some different strategies last year to get the word out. One of them was mini flyers. And this is this year's mini flyer. I'll just show you real quick. So we have these as handouts.
Oh, I love that.
And basically, it's a miniature version of our poster. And it has a QR code on there, and it just gives the date and everything. And so that was a big key last year. And then we also, this is this year's poster. I'll just show it real quick. Or this is one that we use. It's the smaller version. It's a 9 by 12, and this was all designed by local artists here in Salem, Oregon. So
That
the
looks
scroll was
really
done by one
cool.
artist, the valley was done illustrated by another artist, and then the layout was done by our art director. So it turned out really good. So
It seems like it did. I mean, again, from like what I've been looking, I've been looking at your guys's Facebook and everything. I can't remember. I found out about this con from a friend. Is like, well, this looks interesting, and so I looked it up and like, it's nice to see more things like this here in Oregon because we don't really have a whole lot of like local, small expos and conventions and everything.
that's true. This one is really created for the fans by the fans. It's a real grassroots effort to make just a fun event locally. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If I didn't think it was going to be a lot of fun this year, last year just amazed me that we had a turnout like we did. So we just want to have even more, and we're bringing more. We have different guests. Some guests are returning. That's because we'd like to have people have the opportunity to see those guests and those attractions. And then we have some brand new ones. So
Nice. Yeah, I mean your guys' guest lineup too is also really cool this year. So what made you guys want to do it again this year?
again, it was because it was such a good turnout last year, and it was one where um, probably about a week after the show, I said, "Oh, we're ready to do it again." So just because of the response. I think the response in 2 months of promotion to get 600 attendees and 237 kids on top of that. So total was, if you include kids, it's over 800 attendees. I think that's great. We also set it up to be very affordable for people for entry fee. That was a big thing too. And it was a 1 day show, and again, it was free parking, no parking charge at the fairgrounds. And last year was $10 to get in the door, just a 1 day show. But yeah, I think it was successful enough, and I felt good enough about it, and my volunteer group felt good enough about it. Hey, let's do a second one. And this is one that we want to do multiple years. So it's not, we don't want to, we want to continue this. We'd like to see this go for many, many, many years and just build it and make it more and more fun. So
Oh yeah, no, I think something like that is a good thing, in my honest opinion, to let people know about it. And the fact this is a 2 day con, sorry.
con is
Uh,
fine. I'm
uh,
good. You can say con, I'll say expo. I'm just teasing.
uh, the
And
fact,
the reason, yeah, that was on purpose that I called it an expo. So it's kind of two things. So the thought was, it's an exposition of artists. Also, my other thought was it just exposes people to art, comic book art. A lot of our artists do anime, which is awesome. We do have some artists in our artist alley that do other stuff, like their own books, their own comic books, or they do a fan art style. It's more of the Marvel and DC stuff. And then we
nice.
have crafters and jewelry makers and all kinds of stuff. So this year, last year, just to give you a little thing, last year we had 21 artist alley. This year we have sold out of our artist alley at 59. So we're at 59 this year.
Oh wow.
Um, Last year we had 22 vendors, which selling different things, and this year we have 39, and we're sold out. So we're sold out of our expo, our exhibitor spots for this year already, which is awesome. So yeah, really excited about that. Again, the emphasis is on artists, so that's why there's more artist alley tables than vendors. And then guests, we brought a good number of guests this year.
Oh,
Um,
when I saw that when I saw the guys are getting Stephanie Naldoni and who was the other one?
the other one, so Stephanie Naldani did the Dragon Ball Z voices for Kid. Let's see, Kid Goku and
Yep, Gohan.
Gohan, I think.
Yeah, Kid Gohan and a few others.
Yes,
When I
and a
saw
few
this,
others.
I was like, I know who that is.
Yeah, and then our other voice actor is Melanie Cohen, who is the voice of Lucy in the Peanuts specials in the 70s. I want to say 74 to 76, including Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. So she's going to be there as well, which is really exciting. The other thing is we do have a cosplay guest, Colleen Cosplay. Super excited to have her. Super excited. We contacted her, and I was so happy that she said, "You betcha."
Oh yeah, no, she's been a guest at quite a few cons, and
Yes.
she's really great too. So having a cosplay guest who loves going to these kind of things will be really cool.
Oh, definitely. And then the other one that then we have some artists. We have a lot of artist talent in Oregon. And these are, one of them is Keith Tucker, who started out in the 80s doing He-Man and She-Ra, G.I. Joe, X-Men, all those cartoons you kind of, remember from then. And then he also went on to work for Pinky and the Brain. He did Pinky and the Brain. He also did Animaniacs.
Wait, he was an animator?
Yeah, he's an animator. He's an animator, and his name's Keith Tucker. And he also worked for Disney. Did some work on Roger Rabbit. Did some that kind of stuff. Really cool guy, awesome dude. The other person we got that's also from Oregon, out in Bend, that would be Dave Warren. Dave Warren is an animator as well. He worked on Pinky and the Brain as well, and the Minions, and also the Simpsons movie. And he's got his own. Yeah, I mean, he's just an awesome guy. So, and he does a lot of amazing illustration. We have Randy Emberlin, who's also from Portland, Oregon. You've probably heard of Randy Emberlin, Carnage, Spider-Man artist. And we're excited to have him. And we have, I'm trying to think of some other people. We have a couple local artists. One of them is Jonathan Case. Jonathan Case he's from Silverton, Oregon, and he worked on Batman 66. He worked on the silent Batgirl story, that book where there's not a lot of words in it. It's pretty much all just, the artwork. He's also an illustrator of children's books, and a really talented guy.
Nice.
Eisner Award winner and that kind of stuff. So, and then Yuki Sakai. Now Yuki Saki, so excuse me, Yuki Saki. She's the one that designed the valley scene on our flyer. Super talented illustrator. She's currently doing a web-based comic called Gates of Hell. So she's working on that. She's the artist for that. She's also worked for Top Cow and some other companies doing graphic novels.
Nice.
I think one of them is Gothica or something like. I don't know how you say that exactly.
I think it's Gothica.
Gothica. She's the artist for that.
Nice.
And then we have Nate. We also have Nate QUARRY, zombie cage fighter, writer, former MMA star. And he was on the first season of Spike's Ultimate Fighting. I think he was one of the fighters on that.
Oh, that's cool.
But he's out of Portland as well. Really cool guy. And I'm probably forgetting a couple other ones. Because I don't, my brain does not always function. So let's see. I'm looking over here. Dave Warren, Keith Tucker. Oh, Ron Randall. I forgot about Ron Randall. Trekker. Ron Randall used to work for DC and Marvel and Dark Horse, and he does Trekker. Trekker's his own character. It's kind of a bounty hunter.
Nice.
And really awesome. And let's see. And then we have the Trash Alley, which is a group of Garbage Pail Kids artists. They're
for
artists.
Anyone wondering.
There you go. That was put together by our art director. Art director is Floyd Van Sumner. He's the one who does all the flyer layouts and all the graphics that we have on our website, the guest announcement graphics. Very talented artist. And great
guy. No, I've seen his work, and for anyone who's wanted to see more about him, be sure to check out Convention Showcase Metal Arc Comic Con, where I got the chance to interview him.
Yes, and he was just interviewed recently by
Distance. Also, be sure to check out his interview done by Distance Nerding.
Yes, that was what I was going to say.
Gotta give a shout out to my fellow content creators on that one. Yeah, I also saw you guys are getting Caesar the No Drama Llama.
Yes, local fan favorite. That Caesar the No Drama Llama is.
He was awesome. Recently, I think, he was
at Fan Expo.
Fan Expo, yeah.
Fan Expo. He was there both days of Fan Expo. He's actually going to be at both days at our show. And the author of his book, B. Dugan, she wrote the book Caesar the No Drama Llama. for kids, and she's going to be there both days signing. So that's pretty exciting to have B there as well. And B was has been at other events with Cesar. So, but Cesar is just awesome. He's probably the friendliest llama you'll ever meet. He's
I
a
gotta
therapy
ask,
llama.
how did you go about getting a llama for the show?
Well, I've been good. Cesar does a lot of local stuff. He's very the person who has him, his name's Larry, and they're super active going to events. They go to free comic book days. They go to comic cons. They go to like the Fan Expo. They were there both days. So I met Larry a number of years ago and consider him a good friend. And I just asked him. I thought he was going to be there, maybe just make an appearance for one day or part of a day, but he said no. We'll be there both days. And do you want me to bring the author, B? Do you want me to bring B with me? Sure.
The kids are
So
gonna
that's kind
love
of how that happened.
I imagine the kids are gonna love seeing a llama.
The kids and the adults love seeing the llama. The llamas, it's just a wonderful thing. So
I've just never heard of an expo or or conventions in general bringing an animal, especially something like a llama.
yeah, well, the llama, he's a therapy llama. He goes into
Oh,
classrooms all the time, goes to schools, goes to different events, he goes to weddings, he goes to all kinds of stuff. So super friendly and used to having a bunch of people hug him. Very calm
oh,
leader and probably the neatest llama. And there's some great pictures from Fan Expo, the
I saw.
of celebrities hugging him. And one of my favorite pictures, there's a picture of, I think it's like William Shatner kind of face to face with Cesar. But it's yeah, that's really cool. I'm super excited to have him there. So
Nice.
did you have any other questions about other guests or?
Not that. Oh yeah, I also saw recently. You by the time this is out, you guys also got a Oh God, what's the word I'm trying to think of? You guys just recently got a someone who does makes cars based off of famous cars, the
Yes.
Supernatural car.
Yes, we have the Venator Impala, and that is the supernatural themed car. It's a replica, and they will be bringing the car. They'll be bringing props. Some of those are screen use props, and just a great photo opportunity for fans. I know the Supernatural. That went about 15 seasons. I think it was 15 seasons. Super big fan base, and so just excited that they contact us to come on down. I'm just
Oh,
thrilled.
they got a hold of you guys.
Yeah, well, we reached out to them and then they reached back out to us. So again, we have a program director. His name is Jared, and he did a lot of this reaching out to these different groups.
Oh, and having and which brings me to my next question. How did you guys come about getting in contact with all these people like Stephanie, the gal who voiced Lucy from Peanuts, like all word of
Um,
mouth or
well,
connections?
well, part of it's connection, part of it's word of mouth. I was contacted. The show was contacted by Stephanie. The show was also contacted by Melanie Cohen.
Oh, they
Uh,
contacted you guys.
yes, because they heard about the show. We're on a couple of those convention sites. And so we've gotten contact from other celebrities, but we couldn't do it this year. We've had contact from people that were, people that were in the Power Ranger movies, even people out of Canada, a couple actors out of Canada, some voice actors out of New York City, California, just people saying, hey, if you need a guest, we'd be interested. And so those people, most of those people, I had to say, hey, let's see how the show goes this year, and we'll keep you in mind for 2024. So we actually have a list of all kinds of people that are interested in coming to the show next year.
I can say from experience doing this podcast, and I'm sure any content creator can also agree that having connections is a good thing.
Oh, it is. We do have some really good connections. One of our connections with Stephanie is Brandy Dixon, who does the Z Fighters Worldwide.
Yeah, I've heard about her
her group's
too.
very active. Yeah, Z Fighters Worldwide. It's a worldwide their Dragon Ball Z cosplay group, and she's has good contacts as well in the voice acting world. She's been to a lot of different shows and met a lot of
Oh
different
yeah,
voice
she's a
actors.
guest. Brandy's a guest I definitely would love to have on this series as well.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she's got such a passion for what she does. The other thing that's exciting this year, we have Portland Ghostbusters. We didn't have them last year. We also have Star Wars Oregon, which is real exciting to have to bring that group as well. So, and then we
Nice.
have returning the NEONTENDO, which is a Mario Brothers themed car that has built-in video game systems, so you can actually play the video games on the car from the back.
What?
Yeah, you can play Super Nintendo. You can play.
Oh,
Got game. There's Game Boys on there, and there's also the classic Nintendo. And you can play games. Look when you look at the car. Also, you can just play from the
yeah.
back. So,
See if I can't. Well, I mean, I'll show a bigger picture, of course, but for
yeah,
anyone wondering, this is what,
that's the NEONTENDO.
that I think it was this or it was a post I randomly saw. I can't remember if someone told me about it or I looked it up and I was like, you know, again, this is really nice to see more local conventions coming to and expos coming to Oregon because we got like I think we have like only two big conventions here in Oregon, which is KomoriCon and Fan Expo.
Right. And as far as the other Comic Con, we do actually we have a sister Comic Con down at Grants Pass called Meadowlark.
Yep.
I'm real. We're doing cross promotion between the two shows because there is not a lot. I mean, there used to be a lot more shows in Oregon. There used to be an Oregon Coast Con. There used to be a Eugene Comic Con.
Yep.
There used to be some other smaller cons here and there, conventions throughout the
I'm glad to see
throughout the
that these
state.
smaller conventions are coming back. I mean, um, look at the other sister con, Anna Medford. They just got approved to be at the Jackson County Expo for a 2-day
Right,
con.
and they're going from 1 day to 2 day. They've
Oh
been a
yeah.
1 day show, but their Annie Medford is going to be a 2 day show.
Oh yep.
And
Which
big shout out to Dave. Dave's the promoter
oh
for that. Big shout out to Dave for he does the Annie Medford and the
mhm.
Meadowlark
And he
con,
also does the one in Idaho.
which I just came back from. So
Yeah, I mean
Floyd,
they're busy. I mean I
I
know
went
you
over
guys have
there
been busy
we
too.
were in Boise last weekend. That was a fantastic show, awesome, and some great celebrity guests. Got to meet some great people, and Floyd was a guest. Floyd Mann was a guest there. Floyd Mann is one of the people is our art director, and also he set up Trash Alley with his Garbage Pail Kids artist friends. And so he was there as a guest. He did one of the post. He's been doing posters for a number of those shows.
Nice. Now I forgot to ask,
Right.
what are the dates again, and what
Um,
times will the expo be around, so people can know?
right. So the dates are so we're Saturday, June 3rd, and the time is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. There's the show floor, and then 6 p.m. to 7:30 is the cosplay contest. And we'll have the kids cosplay contest, so 12 and under cosplay, and then we'll have the 13 and older cosplay. We will have prizes for that. And
Ooh,
then Sunday the 4th is the second day, and that goes from 10 to 5 p.m. And this is at the Oregon State Fairgrounds, the Columbia Hall building.
Columbia
Um,
Hall building. I'll have to
and
look into that to show people.
Yeah, Columbia Hall. The If you go to the website, which of course is on the poster and everything, then you'll see the location is down at the bottom. So
Nice. I also saw that you guys are getting another exhibitor is Punks in the Park. I've never heard of them.
Punks in the Park is a local group. Now, Punks in the Park is a local nonprofit. The nonprofit is called Punks with a Purpose. They did an event last year. It was a free event here in Salem at the park right along the bridge, along the Marion Street Bridge. Uh, Live bands, vendors, exhibitors. They had a great turnout, and so they're going to want to do it. They're going to do it again. So it's basically a punk rock concert and they used last year. It was they did all the proceeds went to the local homeless program shelter to help people that are without a place to live. So they're an awesome group, and they're going to be there. Just we do some community outreach. We have another one. Another one is called Cherry City Bombers, which they put on a show called Rustorama in Salem, Oregon. It's a car show, and again, they're a
Oh,
nonprofit, and they're going to be there at the show
oh, nice.
promoting
Like
their
you
cause.
guys are gonna like have a amalgamish of like a
Yeah,
bunch
we're
of things going on.
exactly. Another one is there's the Oregon Cartoon Project. It hasn't been announced yet. I think they're on our website, but they're a nonprofit that is about writing comic books and encouraging artwork throughout the Willamette Valley, I believe. They're kind of Oregon based. And then we have one other one. I'm trying to remember. Oh, and then you're actually going to see Dave from Metal Art Comic Con at our show,
Nice.
because he's going to be promoting his Metal Art Comic Con, which is in October.
Yep, and then I'm sure he's also gonna probably promote Animator, which is in August as well.
Yes, and his show is in August. So,
Nice.
and then we just like to give the opportunity for community groups and other groups to, have a spot at our show. It's kind of a nice thing.
Nice. Now, would you also, it's something I also always ask because I always like making sure that people, mind giving a shout out for those who helped with this con, like the sponsors, businesses, whoever.
Yeah, we do have sponsors. We're working on a few more sponsors, believe it or not. We actually have 5 sponsors right now of our event. We have the Evergreen Virtual Academy. Evergreen Virtual Academy is a charter school online. They contacted us and said, "Hey, we'd like to get the word out about our charter school," and they're based in Oregon. And so they just wanted to get the word out. Another sponsor we have is I'm trying to think. Oh, it's Planet F Studios. Planet F Studios is the company that Floyd Man has that is doing all our artwork, and so he's a sponsor in kind for the artwork and all the stuff that he's doing with all the show flyers and all the artwork on our website. So he's the sponsor. We also have Salem Kaiser Public Schools Transportation Department. They're going to be there promoting their programs and the school programs, and they wanted to be involved in the event. We have Manila Fiesta. They're a sponsor that's going to be providing guest lunches on Saturday. Guests get a comp to lunch for being there, but it's just for the guests. It's just for the the special guests, not all the attendees. And then we have one more sponsor currently, and that's Radar Toys. Radar Toys has a store in Eugene, Oregon, and then they have opened a store in Salem, Oregon. And we're working on a few more sponsors, so there may be some more added to the list. So, but that's our current 5 sponsors.
Nice. Now, do you guys also plan like having food trucks as well, just in case people get hungry?
We're not going to have food trucks. So the contract with the fairgrounds is they provide just a snack bar.
It's
what we
better.
did last year.
It's better than nothing. But the fact that there's like in case people get hungry, they can go.
There's plenty of places close by.
Oh, hey, that's so. Hey,
they don't want to if they don't want to get something at the snack bar. So
they that works too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing how this con goes this year. I wish I could go myself, but I'm currently busy with a bunch of other stuff going on in June. But hoping next year, if you guys do it again next year, I definitely would love to come by and do like a convention showcase for you guys to show off the entire con and everything.
Oh, that would be awesome. You'd be very welcome.
Anything else you'd like to add in here, Steve, before we end this?
I can't think of anything else off of my head. Just if you want to, we have a lot of things on our website. Website's pretty simple. It's it's the initials of the show, MVCAE. So that stands for Mid Valley Comic Art Expo.com, or you can just type in Mid Valley Comic Art Expo on Google. It'll come up. And that's where the front page has videos and links to our social media, which is Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We started a YouTube channel because we're starting to do some, starting to do some video spots for our guests. And there's a couple of them on our.
Yep, I saw a few of those on here.
All right, and then we also have a Twitter video. Twitter as well. So those links are all towards the top of the screen there.
Be in the description
and then
below.
There's also, below they're below the squirrel on our homepage on our website. And then you can click on guests. You can click on exhibitors who's going to be there. There's a little quick video on there of guests on our website front page. The location where you can buy admission. Now the thing with admission, I hope you don't mind me plugging this.
Oh yeah, no, go. Feel free to.
One of our goals was to keep admission costs where we're just paying for what we need to pay for, and we're not there to make a big profit. That's not our goal. Make it affordable. So in advance, if you buy your tickets in advance before May 12th, okay, you can buy them online at the website. It's all set up there. You can get a admission for Saturday, 13 and older, is $15 for Saturday online. If you don't get it online by May 12th, you can pay at the door $20.
That's not bad. I think that's standard.
Right. And it's in line with a lot of the smaller shows or the medium-sized shows. Sunday in advance, $10. $10 in advance, 15 at the door.
That's not bad. Those are really good prices.
Well, the idea is so when people come in, they they have some money to spend on exhibitors and artists and buying some artwork, buying some fun stuff, getting some photo ops, buying some comic books. We're gonna have comic book vendors there, and different vendors. So and also artists are there to sell what they have. So the idea is keep the cost low, and parking is free. 12 and under is free with a paid adult. So children 12 and under are free with paid adult, and also veterans. Military veterans or active military with proper ID. You got to show something that proves that, free to get in. And then only available online is the weekend pass for $25. That's only available online till May 12th.
The weekend pass, that's not bad. Like you guys have everything all your ducks in a row for this expo.
Yeah, well, yeah. We're looking better than we did last year, of course, at this time. So, of course, we only had 3 months to put it all together last year.
Oh yeah,
and now we have like a year. So
all this stuff. Have a lot longer, and I'm sure right after this one, I'm sure you guys will be planning out next year's.
Yeah, we will be because we'll be at the Metal Art Comic Con promoting next year's event.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing you and Floyd there.
Yeah, you'll see Floyd there again. I believe he's going to be there again as a guest.
Nice. So again, Steve, thank you, and also for everyone watching, be sure to check out Mid Valley Comic Expo this year. June 3rd through the 4th at the Oregon State Fairgrounds and Expo Center in Salem, Oregon. I believe that's where it's at, right?
Yes, Salem, Oregon, Oregon State Fairgrounds. Go to our website, midvalleycomicartexpo.com or MVCAE.com, and check it out. Get your tickets. You'll want to be there. It's going to be awesome.
Again, Steve, thank you. And as always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching.
Thank you, Wayne.
Welcome.